Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, 7th class? Okay. 7th class, today we are going to start our next chapter, chapter number 5, Physical Features of the Muslim World. See, this one is a very important chapter in your syllabus. After reading this whole chapter, we will know about the physical division of the Muslim world. How many kind of mountains are there, how many plateaus, how many deserts, oceans, seas, how many things are there. Everything we will come to know. Now I am going to start the reading of this chapter. See the first line. It has already been discussed in the previous pages that the Muslim world covers a large area consisting of almost all types of regions found on the globe. Yes, already in class 5 and 6 you have some idea about the types of the regions like South Asia, Europe, America, Africa, like this. You know about the different parts of the world. We can, however, divide the Muslim world into 5 main physical regions as follows. Number 1 is northern, northwestern and northeastern mountain ranges. Number 2, alluvial plains. Number 3, plateaus. Number 4, deserts. And number 5, oceans and seas. The first topic is about northern, northwestern and northeastern mountain ranges. Before starting the reading of this passage, keep in mind, 7th class, that during this reading you have to underline the mountain ranges which are coming in these lines. You just underline the mountain ranges because it is a separate question. You have to write in your copies just name of mountain ranges. Okay, the northern, northwestern and northeastern parts of the Muslim countries are covered with fold mountain ranges. These mountains, starting from the northwestern part of Africa, stretch like a bow from west to east. Their highest peak, with the height of about 4,550 meters, stands in Morocco. These ranges are called Atlas Mountains. Yes, underline the word Morocco and Atlas Mountains. Morocco and Atlas Mountains here. Are you seeing? Okay. Some of their offshoots extend into Algeria. There are many fine pastures in the valleys of these mountains. Lakes of sheep and goats are reared in these pastures. The northwestern mountain ranges, stretching from east to west, extend into Europe. They are called the Alps Mountains. Now you will underline the word Europe and Alps Mountains. Alps Mountains are in Europe. The southern parts of the Alps remained under the rule of Muslims for about 800 years. During this period, the Muslim enlightened the Europeans with the torch of knowledge. The Alps ranges, stretching through southern Europe to the Anatolian Peninsula. Anatolian Peninsula located in Turkey. See here, easily you can see here. Now you will underline this word Anatolian Peninsula and Turkey. An important Muslim country in Asia. There are ranges of Pontic Mountains. Yes, Pontic Mountains in the northern parts of Turkey, and the ranges of Taurus Mountains in its southern parts. Both of these ranges extend eastward to join at Ararat, where the earth's crust is weak to cause frequent earthquakes. From Ararat, two systems of mountains stretch towards the east. One of these systems, called Elburz, extends to the northeast of Iran. Here, northeast of Iran, and therefore it further extends eastward into Afghanistan, where it finally merged into the Hindu Kush mountains, stretching along the northwestern parts of Pakistan. Northwestern parts of Pakistan. The Hindu Kush mountains, here, stretching along the northwestern parts of Pakistan. These mountains are very high. Most of their peaks are covered with snow throughout the year. In the winter season, the cold winds blowing from these mountains make the weather of southern Iran extremely cold. The next is the other mountain system starting from Ararat is called the Zagros Mountains. Zagros Mountains. See here, this word. These ranges stretch in the southeast direction along the border of Iraq and extend to the Persian Gulf. In between the Alpers and Zagros is located the Iranian plateau. From the Persian Gulf, the Zagros ranges stretch eastward, and after crossing the Straits of Hormuz extend to Muscat. They continue to stretch eastward and along the Makran coast and reach the Indus Delta. From there, they abruptly turn northwards and are known as Kirthar mountains. From these mountains, a few ranges stretch like a bow and encircle Quetta. Yes, Quetta, in class 5 you have already learned that a city, a very not a very old city, because this is one time totally damaged by the earthquake, and again it is habited. So this is like a bowl, its shape is like a bowl, so it is called a bowl shaped city. The earth crust of this region is very weak. The earthquakes in this region are therefore observed frequently. To the north of Kirthar ranges, there stretch the Suleiman Mountains, which ultimately join the Hindu Kush Mountains. The ranges of Hindu Kush Mountains stretch over a vast area of Pakistan and Afghanistan. To the north of Hindu Kush Mountains is located the Pymris Plateau. Pymris is the highest plateau in the world. That's why it is called the roof of the world. Who is called the roof of the world? Yes, Pymris Plateau is called the roof of the world. The highest mountain ranges of the world start from Pymris and stretch in all directions. In the southeast of Pymris Plateau are found the Karakoram ranges. These ranges also include K2, the highest peak in Pakistan and the second highest in the world. To the east of Karakoram lie the Himalayan ranges, which run eastwards. The eastern branches of these ranges form a bow which encircles Bangladesh. The peaks of Karakoram and Himalayas are covered with snow and throughout the year. The famous river Indus in Pakistan and the famous river Brahmaputra in Bangladesh have their sources in these ranges. The eastern branches of Himalayas form still tracks in Burma and Chittagong and then stretch to Andaman Islands. These branches reappear in the island of Malaysia and Indonesia. There are many advantages of these mountain ranges. They form the shape of a crescent encircling the Muslim world. These mountains check the cold winds coming from the northern regions and save the Muslim countries from extreme cold in winters. These ranges also check the moist monsoons from the Arabian Sea on their way to north, thus causing heavy rain in Muslim countries during summers. In these mountain ranges lies the sources of rivers which flow across Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Malaysia and Indonesia. These rivers provide huge quantities of water which is used for the purposes of irrigation and power generation in the Muslim countries. Okay, 7th class, till here you will write down the date of today. These are the facts class, and mostly girls didn't know about these ideas because they are not locating in they are not have some relation with these countries, but the girls have some idea about this. They can easily understand because these names are new for you, so you have to just learn about that the Muslim countries all over the world have many benefits from the plateaus, mountain ranges, deserts, and they are prosperous due to these mighty things that are giving us a good sense of benefit. Now I will tell you about the questions of this chapter.